What are the best exercise programs for healthy aging? Today I'm going to share with you my experience in the last 10 years working with this age group. I would like to start to share with you a little bit my experience as a teacher. So when I was 16 years old, I started teaching, teaching basketball, physical education teacher. Later I started teaching martial arts when I was 18 years old. Then I did my degree in sports science. I went back and then I became a physical education teacher. And at the same time I had a martial art club, okay, here in Portimão. I grew up in Portimão. And the martial art club, so I was physical education teacher, martial arts club. And then I became a national trainer. My team was the top #1 here. Cynthia was my student at the moment, at that time. And I had international competitions. We won lots of things internationally. I was the best trainer in Portugal. So all my life, I have this obsession. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do the better I can. Then I moved to Australia in 2012. And then I started working as a personal trainer there. So until then I was, working with groups, and then I started working with one-to-one, and it was amazing. But I started working in traditional gyms. 3 years working in gyms, traditional gyms. After 3 years, I realized this is not for me. I don't like this kind of training. I don't like this environment. I don't like the way people connect here. I don't see community. And especially older people, they are treated like invisible, in the gyms. And in 2015, I met this guy in the gym. He was 69 years old. Ed was my first old client. And then, interesting, I spoke with him and he said, look, you are the first one, the first guy, the first trainer in the gym after 9 months here talking to me, okay? Was this guy, and was it very interesting? He told me this very interesting thing. Arlindo, I asked him, what are you doing here? I do training, cardio training, strength training. Oh, yeah, fantastic. And then we had a conversation and I said, do you mind, I would like to offer you assessment. I would like to see how your training going. Fantastic, Arlindo. So next day we met and I started to do a few assessments. And one of the things I asked him is, okay, can you lift 1 foot off the floor, just to check the balance? And the guy was like, and he was completely in shock. He was a doctor, a GP, was retired, but a GP. He was in shock and he told me, how is this possible? I'm here in the gym, 9 months training, and I don't have this balance. Okay, no problem. So he said, I would like to try your approach. So we start doing my approach. As you can see, no machines are there. And after 1 month, he told me, hey, Arlindo, in 1 month with you, I improved more than 9 months doing cardio and strength training. So is cardio and strength training enough? Because it's a language I use a lot in gyms. Like, you need to do cardio, you need to do strength. Is only body, strength, and cardio? All right. Now, 1 year after, I have a few clients. There was another client, Suzanne. I met her having a coffee with some friends in the cafe. She was a beautiful lady. We had an interesting conversation. Short story, she came to my studio. I did assessment with her, again, lots of limitations, and she was doing cardio and strength training at a gym close to her. She did training with me for 4 months, and she improved a lot again. And I start to realize, wow, the things I'm doing is really interesting, really change people's life, and really is more powerful than cardio and strength training. Kit is, now the questions with Kit is walking enough? Because, one thing very interesting is a lot of places, and special doctors, with all the respect for doctors, people have problems, health problems, and the doctor says, you need to exercise. You need to exercise. So what do I need? Go for walks. All right. And then people are convinced that walking is exercise. All right, so let's see if it's exercise. So this guy came to me, recommended by Suzanne, and very scared. They're very scared, but doesn't matter. I'll tell you in the second part of my talk later. And I did some assessments. Lack of flexibility, lots of problems with strength, stability, balance, a lot. And he was walking all his life. So since he was 12, 13 years old child in school, the only thing he did in his life was walking. He never did any exercise because there was lots of trauma about exercise. So after he's with me for almost 9 years, so we started in Australia with lots of limitations, and almost half of the people in this room are my clients. They know that Kit is doing amazing things now, and he prefers to do online with me than go to a studio or a trainer in Australia. 2 years ago, we came here to Portugal to visit me, to do training with me. You know, if you have a friend that lives in Monchique and says, "Oh, Portimão is too far," tell about Kit. He came from Australia here. All right. Is golf enough? Because I know lots of people play golf, and then I ask, "What do you do?" I do exercise. I play golf. Yeah, fantastic. And I 3 times a week. I do exercise. Oh, fantastic. So this guy was playing 3 times a week. Can you see how flexible this guy is? He was doing his best. He's not 99 years old. He's 68 years old. Can you see the arms? Even he can't stretch. Very stiff, knee pains, and he was convinced the golf was enough. And it came because his wife pushed him. Hey, go! I saw this guy Arlindo go there. So he did training with me for 1 year, and he had again lots of improvements. Remember, what I'm talking about here is about the best exercise programs, and I'm talking about my experience instead of scientific studies, boring that you will sleep here having a nap, okay? Now, another thing is, can we all, when we get older, can we do all kinds of training, all kinds of approaches? I'm going to answer with this guy here. I spent 6 months in Thailand in 2018. I met John, only a few weeks, but it was a very interesting story. He came to me, he asked me some help, but he was really scared. Why? Because he said, "Look, my last trainer, a young guy, nice guy, he came to me, he told me, oh, I'm going to make you do 100 push-ups. 100 push-ups. All right. And when I heard that, I didn't say anything like 100 push-ups. Okay. Then, all right, fantastic. And then the guy, and I was able to do 100 push-ups. And I was thinking, wow, fantastic. I can't do 20. All right. Maybe I can. But not much than that. I guarantee you more than that I can't. Because I'm not interested to do 20, 30 push-ups. Not my goal. But it doesn't matter. And then, but then after I did 100 push-ups, the trainer told me, now I'm going to put another goal for you. 150 push-ups. Yeah. You know what happened with the guy? He had a huge shoulder injury, took 6 months to recover. Okay? 6 months to recover. So I think the answer to this question is obvious. We can't train the same way we train as young bodies. All right? Looks like now, lately, I notice that we get older and we think this is a trend now. Sitting, it's a great way to exercise. It's a fashion now. Sitting, wow. Then going out, drinking with friends, wow. Eating special hamburgers, chips, things like that. Wow. Be on the phone, wow. It's a trend. Because in Portugal, only 7% old people are exercising enough. 6%. So 96 is in this category. Okay? I had a client, Charles, years ago. He did training with me. The photo is not real. Okay? This is the only 2 photos are not real. All the others are from my clients. Charles, I did the training. I was teaching him for a few weeks and months, and then when I did the assessment, I asked him to rotate arms, and when he was only 71, not 101, it's 71. When I asked him to rotate arms, it was like this. And then, wow, I was in shock. And then the way he was walking was like this. Like I said, 71, not 130 or 101, 71. His lifestyle was spending all day sitting on games and phones and tablets. I don't know what technology he was using. Yeah, too sophisticated for me. All right. After a few weeks working with me, he tripped at home. He had a fall, hurt something, and then 2 weeks after, he had another fall, broke the hip. Today, he's in a wheelchair. Okay. So this trend about sitting, eating, having friends, all the phones. And so I'm not sure if he's working very well. It's very healthy. Now, I'm going to show you 2 meals. I'm not talking about nutrition. I'm going to leave this with Bridget, as expert. But I would like to ask you, which one do you think is the best meal? The one that brings more nutrients to our body? A or B? A is only carrot. Let's eat carrots. The second is salad with carrots, other vegetables, seafood, rice. What do you think is better for the other body? Is only one B. Everyone agree? Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to talk now. And about the body, what does the body need? Exactly the same with food. We need variety. So this is the language that lots of people use. I'm going to the gym, I'm doing my cardio, treadmill, bicep row, and then I do my strength training. And then, so strength done, yeah, done, okay? So that's what people think. For me, this is eating carrots and maybe a little bit beans, okay? All right? It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing, obvious, okay? But the body is much more than carrots and beans. We have also balance and flexibility. Some people also talk about balance and flexibility. Wow, great, it's great. Now I'm going to show another things that usual people don't talk about. I need to improve agility and coordination and speed reaction, speed movement quick. For example, if I'm walking, if I trip, I need to what? I need to react very quick. Okay, sorry. Very quick. Why? If I don't have agility, I don't move quick, what happens? I trip, bah! And I'm not going to show off my amazing falls forward. This is another workshop, okay? And then we have speed, reaction, and power. Power, for example, could be, be able to jump, catch something, or if you do martial arts, doing a punch. All right. So another thing is very important is to breathe. Know how to breathe, especially breathe with the belly. Who talks about breathing? Almost no one. Maybe in yoga, tai chi, qigong. Have a good posture and awareness. And here, the body was designed to do complex movements, not only to walk, not only to do bicep curls. The body was designed to make very complex movements. We need to do that. And also, our bodies was designed to play, because when we play, the body becomes very intelligent and adapts to life situations. In 2016, my inner warrior said, Arlindo, let's work together and build some interest programs, fun programs, and make these older people live happier lives, not boring lives. So together, we start working together. So with my experience with weight training, martial arts, animal flow, PE teacher, working with other people, and so many other things I did, I started working on that. I started to develop programs. And plus, with this image here, I would like to for you to understand, a very good program is a program that makes us to move on the floor. Think about a baby or any human to be able to walk, spend around 12 months on the floor. We humans, as you probably know, like me, we are so intelligent in so many things. Another thing we do is not going to the floor anymore. And we lose core stability, we lose a lot of skills, and then we lose balance, etc., etc. So a good program is the one that put people on the floor. Like we have yoga, we have animal flow, we have Pilates and judo, ninjutsu, these kind of things. My recommendation is playing games, going to the floor, and doing bodyweight training is a foundation to build our fitness. My suggestion is, if you have very lots of limitations, you should start with personal training. If you are less limitations, you are kind of fit, you can go for group training. But also, if you have all the foundations, you can start playing sports. Swimming, tennis, kickboxing, or martial arts, golf, animal flow, gymnastics, etc., etc. Now, I'm going to show a video how I apply this with my clients in my work. It's 1 minute. This is Ken here, so it's not fake. I didn't pay this guy to come here to say he's my client now. He's there with the oxygen machine that in the beginning. There's another client, on the floor, practice things on the floor like I was talking about, learning to lift, standing up and going to the floor, playing games. Training doesn't need to be boring. Power, jumping. How cool is that? If it's not cool for you, no worries, it's for me. Animal flow training, flexibility, core stability, stretching, strength training, upper body. You'll see some faces in the room here. Balance exercise. Rolling, having so much fun. Thanks. Frisbee time. There you go. Bar roll. And martial arts also. Okay? Alright. Is enough? Some of you probably are thinking, my God, Arlindo, do I need to exercise every day now? I understand this makes all sense, but I don't have the motivation, I don't have the discipline. I try, I start for a few weeks, a few days, sometimes a few months, and then I give up. I feel so bad. I have good news. This is normal. I have good news. I have a solution for that, for those that want a solution, and I'm going to talk about that at 4:40 today in the afternoon. Thank you.